Hey everyone, I've got a couple cool European coupes this week. First one up is the Aston Martin V8 Vantage. This body style kind of came out in the late 80s to early 90s. This is sealed resin by GT Spirit, and hopefully the camera captures it, but the color is really nice. It's a grayish green with a good amount of metallic. These were very pretty cars, called the V8 Vantage, obviously because it was a V8. About 5.3 liters, 350-ish horsepower, but at a certain point they were twin supercharged and had closer to 600 horsepower. Really nice wheels. I think these are probably speed lines from memory. You do have some open mesh, so that's nice to see. Interior is very nice, two-tone tan and green hides, as they like to call it, in terms of leather color. Great paintwork, great wheels, great subject. The only sad part of this story is I won this at a very good price, retail, about $150 for these. I think I got this for about $100. And if you look at that nice big crack in the chassis. Car number 579 out of 999. And whose fault is that? Well, it's mine. Because there was an issue in the interior where that side panel of the interior was way up high, and you saw some glue marks and whatnot. So I had to, basically what I call crack these open, and there's a lot of heavy glue and stuff that holds the chassis in place, and it's a very tight compression fit. And I like to call myself the Diecast doctor, that I can fix anything, but sometimes these chassis, they just split like so. But it displays so much better now. I hot glued that back in place where it's supposed to be, so you don't see this uncomfortable seam that you're not supposed to see. But if you flip it over, it's very much broken. So even I, the diecast doctor, get things wrong sometimes. Oh well. In terms of packaging, here's your typical new black GT Spirit box. A little bit of a preview image there. Next up, we do have some opening diecast. This is a Renault Fuego Turbo. Ignore my phone ringing in the background. It's going to get progressively obnoxious. So these are neat. I remember growing up, and there was one about half a street down. This was kind of futuristic looking for the early 80s, and this is a turbo, and I think my neighbor did have a turbo. You can get this in red with lacy BBS wheels or mesh style wheels, but these are just so 80s. They're hideous in a great way. So this to me is the cooler one to have. And Auto did make this too in sealed resin, but they're like $250 now, and I missed the boat, and so here I am with a Solido who's been killing it on subject matter and good value price diecast. So as value price diecast, there's no carpeting, just the doors open. But again, retail on this is about $50. This was on sale at Model Car World for, I think, $28. At that price, I'm not mad at it. And remember, the euro, which was like 110 per our dollar for a while, or sometimes more, is at like 97, 98 to our dollar, which means dollar goes further in Europe than it ever has in years, basically. So this was about 27 US, which, again, totally not mad at that price. Really neat. Really neat subject matter, well executed, partially open diecast. I really recommend grabbing them if you don't want to spend $250 on a sealed resin auto. Here's the window box. Pretty decent presentation, Kind of can't go wrong with. And Solido's been doing release after release after release lately, and they're all been pretty good. So that's it for this week. I promised I'd have some opening diecast. So there you go with the Renault. Maybe next week we'll mix up. I'm not sure what I'll have, but I've got a few cars in the queue, and I did buy some this week. So stay tuned. Everyone have a good week. Please like and subscribe.